Yuri. Isn't even I didn't do nothing. She find it to know. I would be cook, she sama. We eat about that bedroom. We don't even them. Tara we cook. I am going to do something to get the cow. Menaru. La we over your token. Alice, thank you one for two. The she samba. My deep my addi my deed. I would that children. We load the law of Swickerson. We think you are the kill you. They won't get to wood. Woman, we bomb. He shwa him in within. She dump. Minansin Mandela and the country. Emin slowly winning. I own Ben, we load do. Usuji, a monkey, we not the G. About the new book. Later, you with them key. Jamaguadon. Who would that see some? I'm a commander. With them live to my.
Yen mo bam ki ke un la u mina yonga ji min so metata un tora ya wuri ji min so metata mi sa ki ke ka ke yi una ka bam ko ke ngiri kya wi mi yonga yi un wa ya na mo wa be mi abe un wa fa na fa ni ma yong wo yi bam kin mo ki dron be la seria sho de ver mo be lin wi tu be fo adangiri mo yong ni aye nani wo wa ko ngawo ada keria won ada kuira wiri alo du fa du ilen yejo yi wadu dan so mo ku du pada ayo ngoji awa ku bongira una ji livji jo keri angiri wa ku jo alo du wiri lo fano awa fanza du mo yiti ibe ku ibe do
C'est sous les kilos, il y a un peu de bien. Oh, j'ai yellow do out is in the oh, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Authority that is now going to be made manifest. But when they speak, and when they are about to speak, everybody must stand in order to listen to what they are going to tell us. They are an authority, and when it comes to governance, the Solomon, it is a no-nonsense matter with the Meron. Please, can we rise to receive the message of the Meron? Doctor, the microphone. Yes.
Suji, we should say we do. Or we not to a negative.
Meron, as the custodian of Zolan, welcomes everybody who is here on this occasion of the celebration of Gonzo Cultural Festival 2014.
I will produce Chigalan Kaji. Muntina Choti, the spirit in it. They will okay again and there. When we learn Kibena,
Meron is here to give advice to people as the year comes to an end and as we are about to engage a new year. And so Meron has observed and seen that so many things are going on wrong in the land, and that is why Meron is here today to give advice to people. To begin with, Ngorong will start from the palace.
Unasuyaji aya fonso da fonso ada akira nso fon ala wizel li fon ko awaisho inyogo yilota anya ati wi yentila yen window esuyaji amunti yimo wadun la yo lidwa wada la melu.
That the phone also remains to be the supreme authority of the Nsot land and the spiritual leader of the Nsot people, and that the Nsot people are strong and proud because of their phone. And Ngorong is cautioning those who have taken the phone to the public to sell cheap in the public for their own private gains, to desist from that type of behavior, because it is not according to the norms of the Nsot land, and that they say such people should be denounced by every son and daughter.
Unina suyeji phone wireshwe kanse alin phone bom dire ngono e kojo la emelo ya du de fine awakiya e hoshige lange afine na kitube.
That whoever takes the phone's authority and tries to trample on it up at the marketplace or wherever, that the person is warned that henceforth you will do so at the risk of your own self.
Unina yomaji Ebiji, Ushani Navisho, what's I do?
Ngorong denounces in strong terms thefts in Nsot land.
Ishani Naka.
Ngorong denounces gambling, sorry. Ngorong denounces gambling.
Ishani Navisho.
Gossiping. Gossiping should be should cease on Nsot land. And Ngorong decries the attitude of people going after others' wives. Ngorong warns seriously those who are responsible for abortion in the land and tells them that if anyone dares as from today, you will be the loser in that game. Ngorong is sending a serious warning and caution to the young girls who are carelessly moving about and then having unwanted pregnancies and looking for abortion. That from today they should desist from that, because it is the risk of their own lives. Ngorong is warning all of us, advising all of us that the evil of idleness is, that the evil in the land is coming from idleness, and that we should all engage in an activity that will be fruitful to us, because once you are idle, your mind becomes a mind of a devil, and then you go around doing things that are not wanted on the land. That as the year 2014 comes to an end today, the New Year resolution for everyone should be to do something before, as from January 1 till the end of your life.
Unela yongaji apon atala avesa kinebe awakiyeji tumanyo yuwasa awiri amina limlim adaye yegenene layo alimaji kai.
Ngorong is calling on all traditional rulers, including the false, that they should know that they are the elect of God, and therefore in their responsibility they should know that they are answerable to God and answerable to the people, and therefore they should do but what their duty calls them to do, and not do but what pleases them as individuals. afondun bunmun mo gelon ne la dalen fondu de window men ma shati fondo ay shati fondo le fond window fond. Moro is calling on the respect of traditional hierarchy and says that it has been stated and well established from time immemorial, and that those who are trying to disrespect the traditional hierarchy should desist from that behavior henceforth. Moro is emphasizing purely on the respect of that hierarchy in the different categories that we find in the palace. So it's all about respect for the hierarchy, especially among the hierarchy, because there's a lot of struggle over that. There are years that are honored, there are years that have traditional rights, others are more cultural than traditional. Atala Adam. Warong is calling on all the files to give the files a share, every other person below the Vibai, to give them the respect that they deserve. I will be as a favor. Why Jamento? Umina Dugubo. If I get with teams, Umina Jamdo, I use Yanya. Wero is warning seriously those who feel that they can stand in public and call the phone himself and talk to him in public over the telephone. That is a crime against the land, and that everybody doing that should cease, because even in our own country you cannot take your telephone and call the President of the Republic directly and in public. It is always a very, very strictly private thing that is done. We're gonna live like you. And so was the Amonto king and the king. They could do what to be Jatunsa Adunsa. A council is anti-system. And it's a council. That's how you got we are to. Moro is making an appeal to our administrative leaders that Moro, telling them that Moro is behind them, the senior divisional officer and the rest of the administrators and service heads in Bui, that Moro is behind you people and you should do your work. And at the same time, cautioning some people that it is not only in the public courts that we can solve our problems, but that we can solve problems through our traditional councils that are well established, and that we should take criminal matters to Tobin and not any other thing that will try to waste our time. And at the same time, Moro is calling on all to be very vigilant, because of the threats on our land. And that if anybody finds any suspected person around, they should not hesitate to alert the forces of law and order and alert the senior divisional officer and the administrators for the peace of our country. That is the message from Moro. Moro insists that the message should be delivered as was heard here and not as you heard in a bar.
On the Lalid, the dance of the royal dance, the princes and the princesses to come in and perform.
La ye kong len. La ye kong ma gasin ben. Sigalan ke dewa hedzo me ba kriso wa fodi. Amen no koila da la ye kong ma garin ben na wishonto. la yo bulma awa yen ko lo bulu
You wait. Before we switch Maki, we can see a switch Maki. Keep me switch Maki. I write that. You can go see I'm young. Come for me, you Maki. I walk into Gurusan, I do not on a phone.
Chamo.
What can take you about the cousin? I got the cousin. I bat there with a con. I don't care what I.
Melu mfenti bena foshe shuko wo tangire omoka odrinya wonde osuju wonko ningbe yumo ayiri nyo into ay la ma anga ngimo aji ayeran ta lawiye ba du yera yewiye women fonfare li wo fola emile yeji bo mu won tomen tomtaro afo amelu itansa yilo fon wi won renjo eba won kiyeji won sayelia won men fo amenje afo amoro won toma fo ndo fo amoro
Kusia sofo akishike mkusike mo shiwe ba mo sonde warra na sonde tamu walan the land ben woguri lowi yenaji so went to one into alle ena de mamu ga business address ina no sonde rave yede one to bedroom fo na njeta singirisi asa berasi ina am nyong bena nyokatun ku dali ni ko na yonji zundu bena yi ataba taban sa yi nyokaki chan bunde ki odisho sun kwalo na kunyi ki ya fofe de benji fon karambo ki ho ni ko ki ko wi mai mo ki wi e wi la sho ki de la ki logika bo nyang bo ta nyang ma beri shay o shuko lanman o sonde tamarinje berawun o tomnamo voam lo muro la sufun ka wala ai sai durwa sai ya aka sun da rabi be bon ku sare fo wi mun ku ke na su baybi asu ba tando asu fo wi da ru men fo tati wallo yisabe men go su wun ma beri be su bera un mi una tan asu ya be un bera son do
Che tati che ecclesia che a gruppo adresato ne ma si tile man ben che data da si mo si tile man into no kuna fon si che lan che den si che kun che ma ya
CWA Davo. I sent you Davo. Sacred Heart dako. Afoklari dako.
Intati rukwe. Ada ura ko yira o ko mo wa tu. Ko ngala sina wi papa.
Dama sui. Chacun fara que si sui choice. Wasam na dum. Ko no ni choice. Ndo fa mi shikelan. Maria homo. Zan ke shiko. Ke ko ngilan. Uzun foi ya dum. Foi ya wi dum. Kwa yongaji. Layo ayonga na for sure. Zan kera bi mi ya shwe. Ni yana mo da wo sana adu.
Asune jena. Beri, intati be bi me bin de benji. Mo be tilen men be. Ada feke. Ante mo sana de magdani ngai tu fenji. Sen fatu out there. Baka yuwa ji ya mo fa fa ta tu suwaji. Wete mo wa ko ne. Aboyo oja awa de len men delu. La yo kuma ji. Wilia da ka ko ne ke shwe. Ku ya mo mutam. Yesu na ye iglesia. Apuria Maria. Wodo na yi. Deng ko wi de dum deng ma ning ku ko sai ben mo ben. Ya uno Maria wodo na yi. Persona de.
Usun ki fona kenyo. Sind sie voll in der Sisa? O sun la kin. Actually I used to. A fuck Sisa. Fuck kenyo. Am pataji bosan go me saka o mo oger. Asa tile na sa fuck Sisa.
Bomba. Yego. Where? Amen sunu jena. Usun yi yua emo anyo yaji. A fuck kenyo yanyo. Fuck Sisa anyo. Sisa. Fuck kenyo yanyo. Fuck Sisa. Si aka unlen man ben beson ke fone kenyo. Enyo yagan fofe. Si alen man ke Sisa mo sinawne sinang to ben. Kya wa fifo. Apo yo da. Ako ndongaji. Ni mo ko daje.
Mon sujet. Mon sunenje. Asune nan karvaje. Ena. Dragun tansai. Ake wonyi yene. Yodo wi wayen. Awunyi yene. Un suya shui. Un yo suya tra. Awun sune nan karaji. Sesa wuba mun fone fosa. Sunaji. Ba. Ji sui samba. La odadar. Amunde ji su hishi gidam. Abun kayo yu. Un suna le naji. Sui tufu. Gawi lo de la yul. Ewu wi sol me ashun tufu o javandre. Awu suna naji. Sheshe. Sonde wo tangrin. Sonde wo revi. Batia unkar. Abun kayo kya junta tangre be ya un tangre adaka. Adu suna wunan karaji. Ake un wayi. Awun yo ka da me lung ye kumene. Imoro ya sungmento. Min wai lungne. Emena kum. Asa kum be jake kaka. Kin gidu sonde wo revi. Ngiri wa sungne na bodu wi yu. Yu sa tangre adaka. Bo wo suna ji. Ke volan. Mun sunen benji. Ke mum ria fotone. Wira yena. Kin de sonde won tangrin. Won sunen toji. Won yo de ka yu asu nona shi kumara. Widi mo bati ada be won. Aka won driven ta yene. Afen ko bi tokaci. La yo wa wi yen. Won lo su ben. Ayi fasha wa yaji. Won sa su ya de ka. Bo won fo da venan tai. Bo yi wa venawne. Keki yilo wi yakumo. Awaki yaji la biya ngonjo. Amu ngon songne ne. Asamira saka vno do tonton vedem. Lumze. Asaka vo wonku kira benji un fiti anka. Inka waju. Saka vo mayane.
Nyara ara silan tatin chuka lave. Mea tum sumo semke winchofen. O kindre ka divine o de London. Mam se 300,000. Si de 304 bo kidin yi 4 ba yi de be asia charges ya ifasho. Usu jone tonga fuke samba ke London ki. Amemba mo show ko waire wo bam. den ke se ke samba ke men le ye ji fa ka foren ke o mea fa men ke no ko bam ke samba e bom bam se bam bitasin e bo se wa fa ya na muntu msembe wincho si ya sidra a beri de ya ra fo wonto e fon uno divine una fu ke samba ke London amen ko fo wonto om tsinsi wo
mbere ve for she one carry be wongo especially mo one divine
ya
mo ulin patera be wongo be fo ayefa lo jum a wisho a konyam a wisho ne taronsi
ya
wandu jum moran ben e ko be bamemba mitar be nkasa be samba
ya
wo mo dnsafo yo a dikra afake bonji na wiri ga dik together
ya
na wiri ga dik fakamon
ya
udu bisamba ji am ka nyoke kinenga awne ikra
ya
samba banking wo de kin de bura mo we de tumo ko den so an so ko den kar agentin e yo tongra
ya
una ne su ka faka su unkin e fer kifa bam bitar
ya
mko bere wono shay a de shay bom ko gane won mom su len bet
cha mo fo
su ye ku si ay shay mom jongalen bet
ya
am jongaji ukusikira tan morong yemma yi a fo awun tun a fo awun wa so awun kutu before a jum nyam ayo yere
ya bo
yi ko nyam ko fasan
cha mo fo
ma bere won afi shay
ya
nziyongo yi shay bo mo de yong yi divine
ya
nziyongo len yi shay
ya
kiyaji kinyoka ayin bi kila bi asi dalen adane anuma ba kishikalanki abi anuma ta ayi saydu da kem sai linki adudun ba
ya
aku yale abo fa ke bentin tiki
cha mo fo ya
ki berke fa ke lo beri ki ba de ke dunto ku ti fa ke bara ke son ku yongi development project
ya
aku yale aya da kala da be dunto ayo ku ya da la cha cha
ya
ai lo da kala ada ke fa ada ke ndo da ke fa ada ke ndo da ke fa ada ke ndo
ya
amo la bi ya daud aveni lo wi ben lo le yi besa da bi la be si ina besa da ke wata sai da ke shugun da ke fa da ke mun sai da vento be si ina amin din vento be la be da
cha mo fo
ya kun ken bu ka dum jong fo de bure fo de ni tata fo ta bi mo yin ma de sho itin ambo fen fu ndo fo nto fen bum fa bi kala ku kara ji abu odum fasam yo odum fasam go fare mum sam dar bi labe yoy ber
Northwest Region Bui Division Jakiri Subdivision PO Jakiri Email Car Christian Fundum 2nd July 2021 Margaret Karam Movimento Dei Focolari Rocca di Papa Roma. Dear Margaret, it is with great joy that I send to you these few words. I first of all wish to congratulate you for the new commitment as president of the Focolari movement. I am the forum car in the Diocese of Kumbu, Cameroon. My contact with the Focolari movement goes way back in June 2016 when a delegation of Focolari movement, I was so moved, and from that moment gave my full yes to the to live by its principles. Little did I know that God was already preparing me for something greater. Shortly after that visit, I received information that there was going to be a pilgrimage of some funds to Rome in the context of the Jubilee Year of Mercy, and since it was also the 50th.
We wadu ba kudu and we met out. I won't say Lord and bone gun to low, we won't yell loud. Baker basin, I can't gently, clodens ago, I come out. No come and no we, Aku Yanawood. And you in Carilea a phone car, Badson for la, a Badson. Minquagani von Sati. I just at Tarawanto, beyond this up and then now look at Lofo. I'm soon at one carry. I'm joined you serve our nigga. I was up and I come up. La Fanafa, you answer Awni. I can't just because I need tanker. Our different than our father before tear I knew for me. By you, me ye a quagans of Bombay. Mount Camji, when we one casa, when no grandson to Ben Yentamover, Barbara for a woman. When quite too much I badger Luivano. Taka Tower 10 was in Jitara, one toilet. Before I mean, less I and you more Akunza. How from good Bobo, you work 10 minutes. The umpire am 6 seconds for Nunamo wicked baby. And but I'm the one to I will see Marty Taro, who Marty Adzele. Mount Juvenile Tira who can have feet. While lay a bum, that will lace in a bum. A kume fun, a kume, a foreign, more verben, a tavern. Quite as I bam do. A for Lord the Mokismans in the violent bed. Mapaya don't kurum boom look man no you when you soon come soon la quite share as I did on the tam night. I very when quite a for you. Very when pay. That's good. Very. Don't you could serve our one car. Bear ginger when I bear quick queen energy. What would they have for one version? I'm tongue bent. You ask for she cafe. Because we are the lair. They say, Lord, does it to John Bena? A quiet you jawn again, Tavern, years have no more willing to mamma you when you're. When we suffer, we will finish woman and quite him a woman. You could serve our one version for me. When I just get young dear Munkajan will rub tumben. One card was Sankar version. My bed down if you bear him submetan. You don't know you could sound for Tavi when I feel. Our battery for your son, our use sound. If you know you can wait here for bear out in faith.
The Inso Development Association SODA is now piloted by a newly elected executive to pilot the affairs of that development association.
The national president of SODA.
With Sheikh Taze Adamu Bijila elected as the new president. This was during an elective SODA general meeting that held over the weekend in Limbe. Holding at a time when the Nso community is rocked by the ongoing Anglophone crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, the meeting served as an opportunity to map the way forward to reconcile all sons and daughters of Bui Division. 8 years of piloting the affairs of SODA, at a time when the crisis is ongoing, the outgoing president, for me, Stephen Zerem, the challenges.
I think the challenges were enormous. I am telling you that my predecessor resigned. So leading the some people is not chocolate. It's not a child's play. And if you are somebody who gets annoyed, you cannot lead even for 3 months. So, but the way I did was, I knew my team. I knew my work. I knew I could deliver. So rather, I was more interested with my conscience. I was more interested with what I was sure of and not trying to satisfy the public. And I know one of the greatest challenges is this issue of always accusing that money has money. And that's why I stress that in the General Assembly, they had to read the accounts. So that you see that there were no contributions that were coming, not because we didn't want the contribution, but because I prefer to use my own money to build the organization, which I did. And I can confidently say that I've never spent even 5 francs for my phone. I pay my fuel, I pay for going around, I do everything on my own, and I support them with all the projects, and I do a lot of things. So there's all that accusations, and if you are not careful, you get annoyed and leave. And then there's also, there's a lot of dirty politics and so on, and the dirty politics is manifested around soda. You get those who are accusing soda and soda is this, soda is this. So to me, I knew what I needed for soda, and I knew how to do it, so it didn't bother me. So the main challenges, as I've said, turn around accusation. And then in terms of this political crisis, in so is really the bed rock of all this crisis. So it was not easy, because you have those who are pro-Amber, they want to use soda to fight the government, and those who are pro-government wanted to use soda to fight the Amber. So, but I remain firm on the neutrality. We can talk about politics, but when it comes to partisan politics, whether you are SDF or CPDM, you belong to soda. So, and that is what I did. You realize that almost all the structures in soda were touched, apart from soda that remained all throughout. I think it was the fairness, was that vision that had to drill it around so that they don't get into trouble. So it was not easy, but I can say that I succeeded 100%.
Today, SODA is an umbrella organization affiliated to different village associations in the country and in the diaspora. Tewi Lambif is an elite.
I must say the outgoing president of SODA is a pace setter. He is somebody who has development running in his DNA. He is somebody who believes in communal development. And so he has laid the framework. He has done the groundwork sufficiently for anybody taking over from him to be successful. What he has done is not only to lay the groundwork, but he has structured the Resort Development and Cultural Association in such a way that it can be sustained. He has done a number of things, created committees that cut across the different priorities and the different areas of demand of the Resort people. And he has opened up for other avenues, opened up other possibilities for the growth of the association. The first initiative is something that will always be identified to him, and it's something that will be sustained. Now, for the incoming president, I want to say that it should just be continuity, to take off from where the outgoing president ended, consolidating what the outgoing president did, and innovating, that is bringing in his own personal touch, in such a way that there will be no rupture. The steam, the determination that has been instilled in SODA.
Mr. Kongso Chrysanthus had this to say.
The outgoing, I cannot really express. I lack words to qualify him, because that's a man who has devoted himself, both his time, his money, and what have you, for the Banso man. Now, you read the records he gave to say that he sacrificed about 13 million, all of themselves, and people still say that they had money, they this, that, and that. You see, it's not easy for a Banso man. But I want to doff my hat sincerely to this man for all what he has done. He has been able to balance the people at such. And I want to think that this time that the country is what it is, and especially to Ibanson, that we are sitting here, you will no doubt that our boy is still in exile. And my wish will be that he should come back. Else I miss this opportunity. I've always been telling people, oh, they say this as this. You see, I have radio programs everywhere and so on. But every man says who has caused the war and so on. Unique, it is unique. This war has been caused by nobody than the President of the Republic. If all of you, the radio stations, will appeal to him, and his government that they should bring order, because if you see the way they massacre our people, if you see the way they kill our people, that we are talking to you, Kongso is still in the prison here with a small baby. I mean, we lack conscience. The fact that that girl had at one time had something to do with General No Pity. Is it her fault that he has got the different husband and delivered a child and now they are languishing in prisons like that? Let's be open and say these things openly and talk. Pray the Almighty God. Pray the Almighty God to change the life of President Paul Biya. Say that either he's going to be a ceasefire, or he's going to take his authority that he has, for which we respect a lot, and ask him to come to a close.
Sheikh Adamu Bijila is the new president of SODA. His priority.
My priority will be to continue from where my predecessor left, because I've been part of the team. I know what he's been drafting and I know what is in process. So priority will be to make sure that what he started should be maintained, because it's constituting something very important for the South people. I will equally be putting as priority to make sure that I pull in all the village development associations into the group, because when we work as a team, when we work as one, without any village kept behind, we are bound to succeed. My next priority will be to make sure that our cultural institutions are respected. It is a cultural and development association, and it is of prime importance that we make the institutions that make up our culture to be strong. The stronger our institutions, the better. These institutions have been there, they are strong. We simply need to reactivate, redynamize them, and make them work reflecting the dictates of the South.
Assuring the population for total collaboration is the first Vice President, Mr. Clement Yuyun.
I am particularly very, very grateful, first to the President-elect, who decided that I should be his first Vice President, and secondly to the entire South community that endorsed this decision. The first thing I must say is that a South person is somebody who is endowed with solidarity, the spirit of solidarity, culture and development. And taking up this position is a great honor for me. It is a wonderful opportunity for me to give to my own people what God has endowed me with. And I am committed to what has been done here, so that with the team that has been put in place, we'll be able to transform SOC into a paradise that is built on unity, love and peace.
Yes. Dilo saji susena ji mo on ben bu kan mo gan ben na gana yeya komni bi ga fuji ba ga ba bo a ki yang de ben ya nya to kan du nya to
Benushi 20 January, Lokomoji 72 years. For still I'm going to no person. Cheng, and no one. The number one. Why? Bongawa yung mosang abo na baka yi. Ayi.
C'est la vidéo.
Yes.
Chief on. Ada fombi. Tobi fon. Olu? Awa yungi abai. Taon ndram abai asa maisi ni kishibe na gaza ben yeki maya sibena. Fombi. Tobi fon. Lulu. Out of Obi. Bobby. You Luigi. Fombi. Ta. Ayoni maize. And Timbe. Ta. The Vaga Biggie. Mabu Obi. Tobi fon. Lulu. Chiaunga iwe. The Fobi. Out of Fobi. Fombi. Berita. Berita. Beri. Fombi. Amogudan. Fola. Fobi. Vaga bigi. Mabuzo. Fobi. Ara Fobi. Asibe. Ara Fobi.
Look at you. I will see for me. It's before job on the wrong contract. Don't do it. But answer. I will see sweep from King Russia. When Lima you white. Lenbo Malo, that we fortune for control.
Do it.
Facebook, that's a video. Yeah, I do. General do even. In Banese. In Banese, no one our Kuya. You are one Banai. The bomb. Hey, from TFN. From Tim at the Toma. From Coffin Top. Chicken Toma. From Ninga Sarai. TFN. Baneda for see. Facebook way over here, Facebook, our sweet. But the city of now. Do you see a Kim for Hola. Come. Bolen sama ken. Ndimbi wi. Bolen sama ken. Tira banana ji.